Ronnie Dale, four-wheeling in westernaustralia.com, and welcome to Modified episode 41. So let's go meet the owners in the vehicle. How are you guys?
Hey,
Hi,
how are you
Ronnie.
doing?
Nice to meet you.
Peter,
Peter.
nice to meet you, Peter.
I'm Sandra.
Nice to meet you. Okay, so here we have a troop carrier.
Yeah.
Do you want to run us through the make and model here?
Yeah, it's a Toyota Landcruiser Troop carrier. Model year is 2011. And 4.5 liter diesel. And
The big turbo diesel.
it's a big one, heavy.
Excellent.
It goes very well.
So you guys are from Hungary, is
Yeah.
that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So people might think you're backpackers. You got your Australian residency, but you're travelling around first, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Basically, we thought that before we settle down, we're gonna see the country for ourselves, check out each spot with what we like, what we don't like, and then make a decision based on that.
Excellent. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Then we can know where to come back and
Yeah. So you're basically going through all states to work out where you want to live.
yeah. And Western Australia is the last state now.
Oh,
Between
so
all
you-
the other ones.
You've been around
Yeah,
everywhere else.
went to
Okay.
Tassie as well, yeah.
So how many months have you been travelling for?
7, 8?
7 months.
So this troopy is basically set up for like a big long expedition to live out of pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah. We live in there all the time.
Inside the vehicle.
Yeah,
Excellent.
inside the vehicle.
So you can
Yeah.
pull up anywhere, you're sleeping.
Exactly.
As you can see, it doesn't have a lot of unnecessary gear on it, so you can get a good idea if you want to come to Australia and do the same thing, or if you already live here and you want to do the same thing, this is a perfect platform to,
Highly recommended.
yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
We're now going to talk about the exterior of the vehicle, and we'll start with the protection you got. So you got a Toyota.
Yeah, that's the original Toyota pool bar. It came with the car.
I see you're using the factory points for recovery.
Yes.
So you're using a double strap.
Yeah, we haven't used it.
Haven't needed to use it yet. Oh, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
I noticed you don't have any additional lights. You don't do much night traveling.
No, we usually stop before sunset.
We're trying to keep things minimum and adjust our living to what we have, rather than topping up with costs and
Yeah.
making the travel shorter.
Yeah, fair enough. So around the side you got the factory side step. Did you put this roof rack on or did you buy it with the vehicle?
Roof rack. Yeah, that's a Rhino rack. Came with the car.
And on your roof rack, you got the awning on that side.
Yeah, we put the awning up. We bought it after probably a month after we started the trip. And we bought the Max Tracks as well before going to Fraser Island. Maybe.
Have you used them yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah.
That time will come.
Yeah.
Spare wheel.
Spare wheel. That's just a tire.
Oh, that's just a tyre.
Yeah,
At a pinch you can change them. And you got a roof bag up there as well.
2 chairs, like basic camping stuff.
Oh, stuff you're going to use outside the vehicle.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, okay. And that awning, how big is that awning?
That's a 2 by 2.5 meters.
2 by 2.5.
Yeah, pretty good size for the 2 people.
So when you pull up, say you get to a place in the afternoon, because I know you sleep inside the vehicle, do you usually put the awning out and you sort of sit outside, or?
Kind of depends on our destination, because usually we spend about a day or 2 in the same spot. So we are not usually the camping out kind of people. We want to see more, but we do camp for 3-4 days somewhere, like next to a beach, then set up and have a proper camping experience.
Okay.
We do the whole full setup,
Yeah.
Sleep overnight and then you keep exploring
Yes,
places.
that's exactly the thing.
more or less.
Okay.
Do some
Excellent.
hikes.
Everywhere together. What's this about?
So we thought if we are going to do this trip, we might as well share it with our friends, family, and maybe people outside of our circles. So we started a YouTube channel called Everywhere Together, where we post weekly about our travels and where we've been.
I had a bit of a look, but just thought I'd ask for the audience. Yeah. Cool. So you put this graphic on yourself, obviously?
Yes, we had a designer friend to design it for us, and then we had them printed and sent out to Australia, and we applied them ourselves in a Bunnings parking spot.
You did it in the car park?
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose you don't really have a place yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is your place.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We're now at the back of the vehicle, and it's fairly kept standard as it is. Apart from you got these two valves down here, which I'm guessing are for airbags.
That's for the airbag, yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Get to that more when we touch on your suspension. Is this a dirty gear bag or rubbish?
We just use it for like an external storage. We use stuff that we just use it for all those gears that we don't really use it every day.
Okay.
So it doesn't use up the space inside.
Jerry can fillers and
A barbecue cleaner or
barbecue gear, and so just any gear that is used outside but it's dirty, you keep in here.
Exactly.
That's not a bad spot to put it, is it?
Yeah.
Otherwise you got it inside.
That's
So we're now going to look at the inside of the Troopy, which is the main feature of this vehicle. So go ahead. Oh, look at that. It's like a house. So before we get into all this stuff in here, you've got solar shade.
Yeah. So these solar screens also came with the cars. They are custom made for each type that you order from this company. And they're pretty good with insulation. So they help us in a cold night or a really hot day.
Excellent. No, they'll keep the light out as well, won't they?
Yes, that's true.
We've got a table here.
Yeah. I just made it about a month ago. Mostly from offcuts from Bunnings.
So this is where you do most of your cooking then?
Yeah. So we don't have to take the table up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This comes handy when we just pull off in an area during the night, and in the morning we don't have to do the full setup. We just quickly make our coffee on the table.
Coffee and go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I noticed you got a table in here though. Do you?
That's actually our solar panel.
Is that a solar panel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers that question. So what do you cook with?
We have a little 2-burner stove that we just put here, and then have our gas. That's it.
How long will that gas bottle last with this 2-burner stove?
So we cook about 4 times a week, and it lasts about 2.5, 3 months for us.
That's not bad. So what do you eat when you're not using the cooker?
Sandwiches, cold food,
Okay,
and we
cold food's
also,
fine.
like in bigger cities, sometimes we just go to food courts, and that's it.
Okay.
So 1 or 2 times a week we do that.
Yeah.
If we do a bigger trip where we know that we will be without fuel, without water, and without supplies, then we stock up beforehand and plan our meals daily for each day, and then we have a better understanding of what's going to happen, and we don't have to think about it when we get to a camping spot.
Do you store stuff under your bed? Because this is your bed, yeah?
That's the bed.
Yeah.
And this comes off easily. So like easily reachable
Ah,
stuff. Like
yeah.
bathroom.
Okay.
I just put this back.
Awesome. So you made that yourself. So this becomes a bed then. So right now this is a couch. Do you use it as a couch as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
each
So
evening
They set up.
they set up.
Yeah. You guys want to show us how you make your bed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. This.
Ah. Very cool.
It's like a minute task.
Yeah, that's cool. Pull over, bang, you're done.
That's it.
So how did you come up with this? Because you designed it yourself.
Yep.
Did you get any ideas from anyone else to make the pull-out thing? Because that's pretty clever.
Yeah, we checked it online and we had several ideas and then
Yeah.
decided to go with this one.
We had some great inspirations from one of your videos, actually, from episode 14, about how
Oh, do you have a troop carrier?
that tube career, yeah. And the other one was like, IKEA usually has these kind of setups for fold-out beds. They have this kind of slate system where you can just save space by having it like this.
Oh, you've done it by putting them in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ingenious. That's cool. So there's storage under
There as well.
all
Yeah.
these.
And that's also like organized based on the frequency that we use the stuff. So this part is once a daily, this is like several times a day, and that one we have our sleeping bags there, and these bag storages and this part is like the monthly or when the weather changes a lot. So that's kind of our setup.
That's really cool actually, you get some good ideas here. Obviously here, you open a door, you can get to your daily stuff. And this is all
Yeah, this is our kitchen and everything that we need while...
to make your sandwiches.
Yeah,
and
sandwiches and stuff.
cooking and...
Yeah, and for cooking. And in the back section is the less needed stuff, like big pullovers if we are up in the high country. Yeah, that's our setup.
The fridge, what size is that?
This is a 47-liter one. The reason why we went with this fridge and not another one is the top of it, pull it off, and it's a lot easier to pack in even from the driver's seat, so we can quickly access it when we are on the road.
Water, 2 10 litres?
Yeah.
So if you go further away,
Yeah.
how much more water would you bring?
We've been thinking about getting like a underbody
Underbody tank
container.
Yeah, that's our weakest point currently, the water.
is the water storage. It leads me to another question too. Your fuel capacity. How much fuel have you got on board?
It's got a dual tank, so it's...
So 290s, so 180?
290s.
Yeah, so 180 in total.
Yeah, 180.
That's decent
that's-
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The longest trip was from Mount Isa to Alice Springs. That's like over 1100 k's.
Okay, and you made that easy.
Yeah, well,
We made it.
Easy, you
we
made it.
Yeah.
On fumes. So we're now going to check out the interior, but before we hop inside and have a look at the rest of the stuff, I just want to point out that this is probably the best placed fire extinguisher so far on the modified series. It doesn't get much more accessible than that. That is right there. So you're in the driver's seat, your car catches on fire, there you go. That's the best spot to put it. So we're now inside. You got an inverter here.
Yeah, we bought it for our laptops. It's very handy if you're traveling and doing like a YouTube channel or just working.
Oh yeah, because you guys do YouTubing and
Yeah.
stuff as well. So,
Exactly.
so
we don't have to go to libraries or shopping malls to just find an
Yeah,
outlet.
okay.
And
cool. So one of you will be sitting here editing.
yeah, we're at the back.
And at the back.
Yeah.
And is that your main navigation?
Yeah, we use just the iPhone.
Just your
Okay.
iPhone, Google Maps?
Mostly Google Maps. Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Or we use Galileo for, we downloaded the whole map of Australia and you can zoom in and see the tracks.
How do you find these seats in the Troopy? Because I noticed you got.
Yeah, that's for the lumbar support.
Is
yeah,
is
that seat is not
yours
really
or
good.
Sandra's?
That's for that side, yeah. It's
Thi-
a little
oh, this
bit
seat here.
wider, so you just
You
so
move
we
around
need
too
this
much.
support. Yeah,
Okay.
we've been thinking about changing it,
So it's 2 single
but
seats.
that's super expensive. So,
Yeah, no, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're better off buying one of those aftermarket chairs sometimes. The Toyota price for a chair is
Yeah.
huge. You've installed this down here. Is that a USB?
that's a USB, and
Charger?
yeah, comes from here. There's a few more to
Okay.
charge all our gears.
So while we're talking about all these USB chargers and stuff, do you mainly use the vehicle to charge your gear, or do you have a jump starter pack or anything
No,
as well? Yeah.
charging while on the road.
Okay. But I suppose you've got 2 batteries,
use
so you
the
can jump
solar.
off one
Yeah.
or the other.
Yeah, and we
Right.
have like a BC-DC charger, so it switches.
Yeah.
Between the inputs
And you've got a solar panel too.
and the solar panel. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Now onto tyres and lift, and this is a good one to show people because it's fairly stock, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
So it's kept fairly stock. You've even got the stock size tyres on it. Actually, you've got one size bigger, I've
One size
noticed.
bigger, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got general grabbers, all terrains, AT2. You've had these for 30,000 k's now,
Yep, that's
But-
correct.
Yeah, then
but they're already driven in a bit when you got
yeah,
them.
and we bought 2 new tires.
Oh, 2 new
Probably at the
ones.
beginning of our trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've rotated those 2 new ones in already?
Yeah, once.
Okay. So how low do you normally put these when you're on the beach?
The lowest was around 12.
12?
It was in Queensland. That was a tough one. Yeah.
Okay.
But we usually do like 20.
The suspension is stock, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But you have airbags
Yes,
To-
at the back.
to compensate for if it sags.
Yeah.
And how much do you put in them at the moment?
We usually put in 12.
12?
12. Yeah.
And that keeps it
keeps
Level.
it level.
keeps it
Yeah.
nice and level. As you're opening it, Peter, I can notice an Anderson plug here, which I didn't see before.
That's for the solar, yeah. It goes straight to the DC-DC charger that's connected to the second battery, and it keeps
So
everything
charge up
charged.
the second battery.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And you can charge it off the solar or from the engine.
Yeah, from the engine when it's running.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your means of charging when you're parked up for more than a few days?
More than a few days, yeah.
More than a
Or
few
if it's very sunny and we are staying there for a few hours.
Okay. Right, so what's this switch here?
That's a switch for the inverter.
For the inverter?
Yeah.
So you got two batteries, well, we just mentioned that, with your DC-DC charger. With your fuel filter, are you looking at getting a second one?
Probably that would be a good addition, because yeah, diesel here is dirty, and yeah.
Can get dirty, yeah.
Can get dirty, exactly.
Yeah. But other than that, you're pretty happy with how it is and using
Yeah.
a standard air filter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah.
But then also reliable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Q&A time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Don't drink and drive. We're going to be here for a while. Okay, so my first question is going to be a bit different. There'll probably be a lot of people are watching, sort of trying to work out how do you work out what you need in a vehicle? How do you set it up? So you've been on the road for 7 months now in this Troopy. So how did you work out what gear you needed? Because did you start with a list and you sort of work your way from there, or?
Yeah, while we were in Hungary, I went online and watched a lot of episodes on YouTube, checked magazines, and made a very long list. But then ended up going with like standard gears that we really need to get started.
Yeah.
We also added on stuff as we went, so we didn't get a max tracks until we know that we're gonna get into sand. We didn't get other recovery stuff until we went off-road and started exploring the country further in.
That's a good point. Yeah. So you buy stuff when you need it, or when
Exactly.
you know you need it.
Yeah.
But you bought the recovery gear before you went off-road?
Yes.
That was a smart move. Yeah. Because a lot of people, they get stuck and then
Then learn.
they're like, oh, I should have bought this.
Yeah. That's still a good way to learn if you can get out.
If you can get out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, well that is an interesting way of doing it. But everything that you have in the vehicle now is a necessity to your setup?
There's no unnecessary stuff inside.
If we find that we don't use something for a certain time, let's say 3 weeks, we are getting rid of it. It's better for weight, for the fuel consumption, and it's also better for the space. So we have free space for ourselves.
Because I mean, it's not like you're just going somewhere for a bit. You're living out of this thing.
Yeah.
So anything that's not necessary is going to annoy you, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you've got to keep moving it around.
Yeah. Maybe first at the wheelie bin and then just throw out.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't use that.
That's really interesting. Because it's a whole new thought process you need to do to do this
Think
kind of
about
thing.
what you need and
So what were your number one advice, or you can give me one each. Number one advice from your perspective for someone to do this. What's the first thing you would recommend them to do? Your number one thing.
I think my tip would be if something annoys you, try to change it and don't get stuck with stuff that you don't like. So it's important in this kind of, if you want to live in a car for months, then you don't get into a situation where you get annoyed with the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
just stay comfortable and yeah.
For example, the uncomfortable passenger seat, you've got the...
Yeah, exactly. Or we improved the bed as well a little bit. We, because of the system of how it works, the mattress used to go into the holes, so we added a little sheet under the mattress so to keep it in level.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of little things you find along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, live and learn is the best way. One thing that you would have done different on the vehicle, but I'm guessing you would have already changed it if it was.
I would have probably bought a solar blanket instead of a folding one, because you have to move it around, and that's
Okay.
kind of heavy if you have to do it every day. And the blanket is very easy, very small.
And it can fit over things and
Yeah.
fold.
Even if it's a little bit more expensive, it's still, I think it's worth it if you're doing a long trip.
Okay.
I would have added a water tank underneath the car.
Yeah, water tank.
And a water tank, yeah. You still can though, can't you?
Yeah.
This is the essential part of the vehicle, and it's probably a silly question because it's going to be at the back, right? I mean, that
Probably
is
the back. After
yeah.
that, probably the electrical, the 12-volt system, like
Okay.
having a charger and
to
an
keep you in
inverter.
contact with the
Yeah.
outside world,
Yeah.
with laptops and.
Yeah, I think that's very good.
So, what is the best part about this vehicle, and why did you choose the Troop carrier?
Probably because of the big space at the back.
It's
I
probably
think
an
it's
obvious
huge, yeah.
question, isn't it?
And 4-wheel drive. So we never had to think about going in the place, even
Okay.
if it's a dirt road, just turning right and without thinking if we are capable of doing it.
So, the next couple of questions I'm going to ask Sandra and Peter are about their YouTube channel and with their favourite places. So, I understand you got how many episodes now? Is it 30?
31,
31 episodes? Okay, 31, 32. So that's quite a few episodes. So maybe you might remember some of the episodes of your favourite places. So what are your top favourite places, one each?
I really like the East Coast, like Fraser Island was very good. That was our second 4-wheel drive experience. We did Rainbow Beach before that, and it was quite a good one, I think. Yeah.
I really liked episode 15, where we toured the Red Center. So we hiked some red sand dunes and camped next to Ayers Rock. That was a good one.
Oh, cool. So that was episode 15.
Yeah.
What episode was your Fraser Island?
It's about 7 or 8,
Episode 7 or
Yeah.
8? Okay.
and also Victoria High Country. We did the Blue Wreck track, and that was
Oh, you did?
that
Awesome.
that's quite good.
Yeah.
28.
Well, I'll put the links to those videos down below, and there'll be a link to the channel as well at the end of the video. Well, thank you very much for
Thank you
bringing the vehicle on. Thanks, Peter. Thanks,
for the
Sandra.
opportunity.
And if you want to know more about this vehicle and what they're doing everywhere together, there will be a link in the description below, and also you can subscribe to either channels right here in the middle, and you can also support the creation of videos like this at patreon.com/RonnieDahl. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.